Hey guys, Dave here from Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with some of the crew.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Nate.
And today we're going to be doing a Dungeons & Dragons Monsters. We actually had some requests for this one. So we are going to be talking about the Slaad or Slaadi or Slaadi.
Slaadi.
Something. You guys
Slaadish.
I'm sure someone will tell us the proper pronunciation and where it came from and the whole history of the word Slaadi.
I'm going to go on a limb and go with Slaadi for the plural because that's how they're writing it there. Yeah. So they come in all kinds of fun tones and colors.
Flavors
of it, yeah.
It makes me think about, a while back when they had all those kids in Florida licking the frogs to get high.
So like a Slaadi, and you could do that.
Maybe.
Black market.
Either that, or you're going to get injected with an egg and something is going to burst from your chest.
Yeah, or you'll have some terrible transformation.
Lick
a frog, become a Slaadi.
Nice. Maybe that's how it really started.
Maybe.
That's how we got the first.
Gitsure, we're like running off of the monastery in Limbo, licking astral frogs or whatever, Limbo frogs.
It had nothing to do with that stone?
There's nothing to do with the spawning stone.
Nothing.
It's just misdirection.
What page are we on anyway for this?
Oh, Monster Manual, page 274.
274.
Right. Through several more pages. Yeah.
To
many.
278. Yeah. So it's over several.
So, like we said, they come in many colors and flavors. Like a rainbow, really. A rainbow of death and dismay and dismemberment.
Dismemberment, yeah.
Although, Slaad, whatever you want to call them, they're not really evil, per se. Oh, no, never mind. Death Slaad are definitely evil. They're chaotic evil.
Yeah, the others are chaotic neutral, right?
The rest of them are just nuts.
Yeah.
And then you have the Death Slaad. And, so it's weird because, they all have this process that they go through to become, from one flavor to the next, right?
Yeah.
So, there's the order they have to come from, or you have to be spawned from a spellcaster.
Right. Yeah, so you can be a red or blue, just not such a big deal, but if you're a spellcaster, you can be the green one, right?
Yeah. So, so basically, you get the is it Chaos Phage? Is the disease?
Yes, Chaos Phage.
Which can turn you into one, or a red can inject you with the egg, which is really terrible. You know what's really terrible about this? You defeat this monster, you totally whooped his ass, and then 3 months later, he kills you.
Yeah.
He
takes
burst.
you
And
out.
not only that, they're the scrubbiest of the Slaads.
Yeah.
To boot. And it's just okay, you failed that saving throw 3 months ago, which, in game time, depending on how you run your game, it could be, it could be anything. It could be, you could have been playing for 6 months.
Yeah, and so the thing to bring up about these are definitely the monsters that, as much as you possibly can, don't tip your players off that that's what they're fighting. Just like Toad, like you described the colors. Never use the word Slaad unless somebody does awesome on their check or whatever to identify them, because you want the chest bursting tadpole Slaad thing to be a nice surprise. And especially too, if you can do the things with the shape changing Slaad variants, that you could have that player playing as the Slaad working against the party the entire time, and that would be beautiful. Well, just lovely.
Yeah, you could essentially
so green. So you got to infect one of your spellcasters.
It's got to be a green,
yeah, because you want to be a green so they can. Yeah.
Now,
so
I personally see several ways of doing this. One is you actually have it happen off scene, and you don't tell anybody, not even the character it happens to, and you just continue to let them play their character as if nothing ever happened.
I feel like they kind of have to know, because by that point, it's cognizant as the green Slaad.
Oh no, it absolutely is.
Yeah, but it's playing the character.
But here's the idea: it's playing the character, so you let the character play the character.
Yeah.
But then, every once in a while, there's things that happen, and so you might leave hints and clues, and they might start figuring out that it's that character that's doing it, and they don't really even, the player doesn't know.
Yeah.
And at that point, at some point, you might have to kind of let them know. But
hey, guess what?
Yeah, but
all this stuff, that was you, buddy.
Yeah, but it would be fun for a while to just let it kind of play out. And the Slaads, they have all their memories from their previous lives, so when they transform, it doesn't say that they have their memory from their host, but you could tweak that a little bit and play with it. Definitely,
Yeah, why not? I mean, this thing has been forming into them. They're very psychic. They're telepathic. Yeah, I think even the tadpoles might have telepathy. Well, okay, they don't. But
no, they're just tadpoles.
They are just tadpoles. Okay, but yeah, I mean, since they're psychic creatures living inside of a host body, you would think that.
Dude, you totally could do it where the tadpole thing happens, like in the middle of the night or during a watch or something.
Well, no, it should happen kind of during downtime, like off camera in a way, so that the players can't really immediately react to it.
Yeah, he's just in his bed. It doesn't feel good for a day, and then he's dead.
Well, or one of the things I always think
no, he's changed.
Yeah, like they find the character passed out somewhere, right? And it's after the change that happened, and like so you kind of leave like this little mystery for them to try and solve.
Yeah.
But if they don't, then they have a green Slaad right in the middle of their midst.
Yeah.
Working against them, and and if it goes on long enough, right? If the character starts leveling and stuff, then you just start advancing it through the ranks of the Slaad.
Yeah, and eventually it becomes the gray Slaad.
Yeah, of course. The other method is where you go, hey, look, you're this thing. Here's your agenda.
Well, it's like having the player that they get replaced by the doppelganger. Yeah, like that whole thing. So you let them know like, hey, this is what's going on. Your character is now a doppelganger. So it's kind of
I got good news and I got bad news.
You got some really sweet powers that you can use.
Yeah,
bad news.
So remember that time you said you wanted to be I never said, but really, if you had ever really wanted to be a doppelganger, here's your chance. Well, because you are.
Yeah, that's right.
So both of them kind of have merit, and I'm not sure which one I would go with. It depends on the player too, like how well they're able to pull off that character.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the person's probably going to be a spellcaster, so a person that's apt to play more complicated characters, because casters tend to be. So I don't know. So going off of that, but so from reading the description of the gray Slaad and the death Slaad, like the gray Slaad has to consume the entire body of the death Slaad to become one. Kind of leads me to believe that there's like a Highlander thing of where there's only one of these guys floating around at a time, or like per group of them. They take
10 or something. Maybe.
Yeah, and they always somebody always rises up through the ranks to take over.
I think it's like you roll a d20, and that's how many there are.
Yeah,
because it's where are these guys from? They're from Limbo. What's that about? That's chaos. Yeah. So I feel like an ordered structure doesn't really work for these guys. At first, I was like, well, maybe there should be like a hierarchy or a council.
Well, no, but they rule. There is no hierarchy, but they rule by threat of violence of annihilation.
Utter annihilation. Yeah.
So the death Slaad. So if you guys aren't familiar, when you read the descriptions of stuff, basically all the different Slaads, the different colors have a way to metamorphose into the next one, where the gray Slaad, his lovely bit of metamorphosis into a death Slaad is by eating the corpse of the previous death Slaad.
Yeah, of a death Slaad.
But where did the first death Slaad come from?
We'll just gloss over that. That's step 2. That's step 2, step 3 profit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like the stone originated all the Slaad, so it probably picked all the flavors at the same time or something. And so there was however many there were. Roll a random die. That's how many there were, and then that's the only number that there can be, unless it happens to spit out another one.
But so I mean, I just see the death Slaad as being the biggest thing, ruling by threat of violence or by threat of utter annihilation, until something gets the best of it, type of thing, and then then you got the gray Slaad in the corner. Ow. Well, and then he gets a T-shirt that says "I ate the whole death Slaad."
Yeah. I don't know. Let us know in the comments below if you'd like to see that Nerdarchy T-shirt.
Yeah.
So no, that and also too, man. If I'm a death Slaad, I don't want any gray Slaads around.
Yeah, get the hell away from
them.
Matter of fact,
kill them. Yeah.
Matter of fact, the greens that are starting to look a little
too powerful,
a little peckish, be like, you know what? I think we're gonna have to get rid of you too.
Nip this in the bud. Yeah, I mean that could be a whole thing of the reason that they haven't really rocketed onto the prime to take shit down is because they're always infighting, because the death Slaad's always trying to stave off all the other Slaads from replacing it. Although that connotates a little bit too much planning, because they're not premeditated. They don't think, they just destroy.
Well, it's the death Slaad's chaotic evil, so
yeah. So
there's
chaotic, I don't know, a whole species of chaotic neutral like that and subspecies of chaotic, it's just weird to me.
Well, but also too, I still feel though they're chaotic neutral, you know how there was that thing where a thing has a bias towards a certain alignment, if even if it is neutral. Like it would be like brackets in evil in brackets.
Like a dimmer switch.
Right. Yeah, it's evil light. Like it has these tendencies to, because like all the Slaad, they feel pretty evil. They're just called chaotic neutral.
Well, I mean, they make chest bursters and terrible chaos phase transformations. So I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're not a natural creature. So they'd be on the evil scale for a lot.
What gave it away? The fact that they were created by random chaos stuff from this stone that made them by accident, or yeah, no. So, all right. So that's what they are. But the question is, how do we use them? How do you put them in your game? And there's one little tidbit that I loved, and that's the control gems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I just see this like this mad scientist wizard type guy. Or heck, maybe he's not even a spellcaster. He's just trained in medicine and he's really good at it. And he just goes around capturing Slaads so he can pull out this, dig into their brain and pull out the gem. Because any of the Slaads that have been formed from the stone or come in contact,
visited it, because it's like their mecca, like it's their holy thing. It seems like they're drawn to it. Yeah, like off the flame.
So they make this pilgrimage to it, and if they didn't have a gem, they get one.
Yeah.
So if you then can get that gem out of their brain, which there's like a handful of spells that'll do it, or you can like surgically remove it, then you have control of the Slaad. So I could definitely see a dude building an army of Slaad by collecting these gems.
Right. And he's just got all this jewelry all over him. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like decked out in mad Slaad.
He's got the red for the red formal wear, and the blue for when he's feeling like
his power tie made of red gems.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could see you could make like a whole like vest just out of like woven together, like beaded with like all these gems. And so you've been fighting this incursion of the Slaadi, and you finally get rid of the Death Slaad. And then you realize, oh wait, he wasn't the mastermind this whole time. It was just some.
It's just this really well dressed guy.
Yeah,
he's actually just a nobleman. He doesn't even have monster levels or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just got money and really good medicine.
He's got the best superpower of all.
He's a guild artisan. Like, yeah.
Doctor.
He could start trafficking in like Slaadi slaves, basically, like selling them to people. Like I got these gems, and it comes with a token monster. Yeah,
your remote control.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he could definitely be doing that, or and then the other thing too is he could use the Slaads that he's controlling to infect others.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then he can get their gems. Yeah.
Well, no, he can't get their gems.
Well, he can make sure that they get the pilgrimage.
They either have to go to the pilgrimage, or he can just rule them how all Slaad rule other Slaads. And
force of strength of force or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, wait. I mean, this guy, since it seems like he's so close to Slaad, maybe he would choose to become one. And but he kind of knows their inner workings of because he's more structured and understands things, that he knows the quickest route to become the Death Slaad, and he basically plans it out to happen real quick. So this guy actually, and if you go with the idea that he retains the memories, so this guy becomes a Slaad eventually.
Well, maybe the final big boss is a Death Slaad, but basically he always is polymorphed into the dude, right? And he actually engineered how to become it, and he's been working this whole thing out the whole time.
Yeah.
And he actually doesn't live as a Slaad, he lives as a person.
Yeah.
A well-dressed person with lots of gems.
Because he doesn't want to tip off the Grey Slaad, because they're going to try to eat him. So even the other Slaad don't even know he's a Slaad. This whole thing happened on the back burner, down below.
The awesome thing is all Slaad regenerate.
Mm-hmm.
So the check is kind of hard.
Yeah.
But if you mess up, you just take damage.
Yeah.
So you just hang out for a minute, let them heal up, and then do the procedure over again.
Yeah.
Until you finally get the gem out.
Until that happens. Yeah.
So it's kind of
you're not going to kill the Slaad.
Yeah. So it is kind of crazy and morbid in a way.
Yeah. So we could have this guy doing these incursions, and then the players have to backtrack, investigate, and figure out that it's just a normal dude behind this whole thing, all these attacks that have been happening, because they can plane shift, so they can get to the prime. So that's not even an issue.
Yeah.
So that
so then it's just a matter of, do we go with it's the Death Slaad masquerading as a person, or do you go with it is just a regular? I kind of really like that it's just a regular person aspect of it.
I could see him though, like getting obsessed with them and their like their culture and like their way, like culture in loose terms. But like even barbarians have something going on for them that like he kind of like decides to become one eventually.
Like he starts romancing the whole idea of being a Slaad.
Yeah. But he's like, but if I'm gonna be one, I want to be the most powerful Slaad I can be. Yeah. So, and I was also thinking too of this stone that's floating in Limbo, the spawning stone. Like because I used the term Mecca earlier, and I was like, what if that is like a holy site to them? Like like they have like a shrine type of thing going on this floating disc.
Well, in some ways it is because they're drawn to it.
Well, they're drawn to it. It's where they were born and they come from. Like I could see like sort of them forming some sort of religion around it.
Maybe there's like the Uber Death Slab that just kind of hangs out there. Is like, and we had discussed this a little bit off camera, and we all kind of came to the same conclusion. We could definitely see a Death Slaad being, being a patron for warlocks.
Yeah, the very Cthulhuan one, the great old one. Yeah, yes. Pact. So, because I mean, all Slaad except for the tadpoles have telepathy, and it fits with the fact that the great old one grants telepathy, and they're just kind of like creepy and weird.
And and they're a little crazy, kind of crazy too. I mean, chaotic neutral is, in my opinion, has always been the batshit crazy alignment. If not, unless you're Fae, and then it's kind of like the very whimsical crazy. But
yeah, you have your two leanings of the CN alignment.
So I must say I have not really used Slaads in my game, and now I really want to.
Yeah,
I just love the fact that you can have your party fight a Slaad and win the encounter, and 3 months later
and lose the war.
And 3 months later, like these things start popping from people's chests.
Yeah, well, I mean, even like you have this invasionary force that attacks the city or the town, and like, all right, great, the players fend it off, and then some months later, of the chest
a horror show happens.
Yeah, just out of the chest of the commoners, or some people in this city just start acting really weird.
Well, even like a lower level adventure though, you could basically run it as Alien.
Yeah.
Where the first thing they encounter is the body that's been the chest has been exploded.
Well, I mean, there's stats for the tadpoles too, so you can encounter the tadpoles just like whoosh, going around, like scrolling around the ground.
I'm thinking you want to do a little foreshadowing first and be like, because what if it erupts from its host, but its meal gets interrupted, so like it scurries off. So that so this way they had the mystery going on.
They're about cobalt strength.
Yeah, they're not strong at all. Like they have super weak attack. So I mean, you could do that. Yeah.
So and what I'm thinking is like a lower level party, a lower level adventure. What is the red Slaad CR on that?
Dude, they're like a 5.
Yeah. So they really bump up from the tadpoles.
Yeah.
And it takes
it's like fighting a baby. This is like fighting a human baby. A human baby's worth is like an 8th CR. Yeah. You just punch the baby in the face. You can't do anything, baby. You're just a baby.
But in 2d12 hours, that baby can rip your head off.
Yeah. And implant eggs in you.
Yeah.
And then you get a little baby of your own.
Yeah. Start the process all over again.
Yeah. I do not want to be a part of that. That's for sure.
Yeah. So you could do something kind of fun with the tadpole for a low level party, but the funny thing is, right?
Well, isn't it like if the tadpole gets disrupted, that they just get destroyed or something like that? If the disease is cured before the tadpole's emergence, the unborn Slaad is disintegrated. Let's see. At birth, the tadpole chews its way through the vital organs and out of the host chest in one round, killing the host in the process. So when do they get fully formed?
2 to 12 hours. Or is it 2 to 12 or 2 to 24?
It's 2 to 12. They say that.
So really,
right? No, 2d12.
Okay, so basically 2 hours to a day. So right, here's the idea. You run the alien adventure basically, and like they find the corpse and they don't know what's going on. So they have, so basically, say you just set it at 24 hours. Or
24-hour time clock, yeah.
And like if they don't find this tadpole and murder it before that time, there's going to be a Slaad running around killing everybody.
Why stop at 1?
Well, I mean, you could do more than
you could have multiple cases.
Yeah, you don't have to do it randomly.
Because
it's going to be 24 hours and have like 3 or 4 corpses show up.
You could have a few be hard to find, and like they have this stress of like,
Yeah,
going on? Yeah.
it's going down.
Well,
They
I'm
just
thinking
decide
of a
to
low-level
leave.
party that actually can't handle.
Well, they
the
might
Slaad.
not be able to find it. Or like, we just have to get out of here. It's really what's gonna happen.
I think that would be a really
Yeah.
good, Lovecraftian one shot. Because if everybody dies, it's not that terrible. When are you going to play that guy again?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be Bill Paxton in Aliens. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like just.
But
whining.
yeah, that's the point though. That would be a fun adventure to run, whether you do one tadpole or several. Give them the time clock, and at first they might not even know what's going on, and then maybe you have to do something to uncover what would actually happen to the original victim, patient zero, to understand. Oh, wait a minute, this is what happened, and this is what's going to happen. Like, I feel like you have to leave that in there
time
somewhere.
clock mystery kind of thing where at the end you're going to be having Red Slaad run all over the place.
Pretty much, but
I like that.
In a village of commoners and a first level party, one red Slaad will do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think it's possible that a first level party could even beat one, but not without incurring heavy casualties.
A Red Slaad, dude, that would be rough.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
Regen 10 hit points around, magic resistance.
What's the hit points though?
93.
Yeah, it'd be really rough.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like the point. So, even if the villagers band together with their pitchforks and torches, and they can bring one of them down, but the casualties would be catastrophic.
Oh yeah, and then you'd have to deal with the bodies properly, or you're going to have more of them later.
Yeah, but the whole point of the adventure is to not get to that point.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of feed them information.
Just enough to keep it interesting.
Yeah, so they can understand what happened. Maybe they find a journal for the dude that got killed or whatever. They encountered this thing. They have to research it. And then they're like, oh, crap, we just spent 6 hours researching it. And we know exactly what's going on.
And we have, and we have another 6 hours to deal with this thing and find it.
Or else.
Yeah.
Or else, hell on earth is going to be happening in this little village.
I like that.
So, I don't know. That's all I got for Slaad, man.
Yeah, I think that was Slaad-tastic.
Yeah. So let's slide on out of here.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, let us know in the comments below what you think. While you're at it, subscribe, even share.
You can check us out on nerdarchy.com.
Also join the conversation over on Reddit.
Until next time,
Stay nerdy.